Hola, mi compadres. Uh, oh, came like came this close to trying to do this out of my shop. I moved one of the routers, and I've got signal out there. I'm just not 100% sure that it'll carry the stream. Ah, Chipper, no nasty words. Let's face you. Is that is that the gutter man's girlfriend? Hey, Carol, how goes it? My kids call me and ask me if they woke me up. I'm like, and what if you did? It's none of your business if I'm sleeping at 2:30 in the afternoon. Me and the missus have been sick for, well, this week. What is this? Friday? What is today? Saturday? Um, Thursday, we come down with a cold Thursday. I guess it's cold. I don't know. Runny nose, itchy eyes, like hay fever, but uh, except for the sore throat part. Trying something different. I thought I'd go live early instead of late. Oh, tell Mom Carol hello. Yeah, wake her up and ask her if she's awake. Carol, just go poke her with a stick. The Elijah's idea, Elijah's thinking of what he is capable of is exceeding his physical prowess. And he's starting to run into stuff. It looks like he's been beat. Actually, I guess did technically his first fight in daycare. Uh, some kid got mad and punched him in the face. And, well, oh, but see, it's just what kids do. Kids go and wake their parents up. That's just what they do. Would she be awake if you were there? Weren't there, Carol? That's the question. That's a $20 question. I actually just got through watching one of my old videos. Um, it, it came to mind because of another video I watched. Anyway, and I was like, I wonder if it was a really good video. I can't believe it's only got like 150 something views on it. Like, wow, I got these crappy Bumblefoot videos out there that are one's getting close to 300,000 views. And then this one is like actually really helpful and clear and concise. Now, it took a lot of extra effort in the filming and the camera angles and all that stuff. It's a really good video. And it's like AC 103. They wouldn't give me that license plate, man. They said it was part of their decor or something like that. That I don't know, an old license plate. I can't remember the car. I got a picture of it. Anyway, it said C 130 on it, 1030 on it. I thought it was cool as crap, actually. Let's see what color it was. It was black with yellow letters. Then that one license plate M1. I'm guessing that's a motorcycle plate. Anyway, I was hoping to get more like people up in here, but I really would like to have a conversation about the stuff on the title or whatever. If anybody's got any super good whatever to put out there, because there's a lot of people talk about Greyman. They bring it up in the chats all the time. You hear it in the comments. Heck, they even got a movie out there called Greyman, which is actually a pretty good movie, but that guy's not very great. Greyman is a lot less complicated and a lot less cool than people make it out. You don't try to be the Greyman. You just allow yourself to be the Greyman. Oh, is Tech playing? Yay, Texas Tech. Go Raiders. Okay, I'm over it. Who are they playing? If they're playing A&M or Texas, yeah, everybody and their dog's going to be watching it. No. I got away from Lubbock and I quit having to look at yellow or red and black. I was like, yay, other colors than red and black. Yeah, like here, you can spot these people that haven't been here long. Around here, you're like, yeah, you're not from around here. Because, you know, the shirt and the pants and the shoes. You know, you're just like, okay, yeah, those aren't your everyday clothes, man. You don't dress you have not dressed like that long. And you're dressing like people on TV dress, and that's not the way normal people dress. So they're still really spottable. There was a lot of people from out of town in Colorado City today, and I'm talking like hunters and stuff like that, and their families, I guess, and they were just like in there, and it was just like, y'all are definitely not from around here. One group of them was driving a Rivian electric vehicle. Yeah, that's not out of place. It's a close game. This right here will tell you how much football I watch and how much I keep up. I don't have a clue who UCF is. Maybe is that University of Central Florida? I don't know. You don't want to have the prettiest car. You don't want to have the uh, definitely don't want to have the best gear or the shiniest gear. That's what makes the illegals stand out around here is they're all wearing the shiniest new clothes they can get their hands on. You're just like, nobody wears shiny clothes here, man. Don't wear shiny. Let's see who they're playing. Okay, here. University of Central Florida. They are the Knights. They are playing the Tet Red Raiders right now. No, I just wear hot pink. um, I just think red and black were the coolest school colors ever because the school I grew up in, those were our colors, red and black. And then found out the only reason we were red and black is because we wanted to be like, you know who. So, and then I actually moved into Lubbock. I had to deal with Texas Tech and all the issues it causes for actual working class people in the town. You know, then I worked in the nightclub industry just long enough to decide that I hated college kids. And yeah, so hey, Tryon, long time no see. Tryon's a old hat at Greyman. He just disappears into the woodwork. At least it's not stranger danger time. There's that. There's really not that many of the old crew that come around. I've been scared somebody off. Had 7 people and then try and come in, and then only got 6 people. I mean, I scared off 2 folks. Who did I scare off? Probably ran Chipper off because he don't like talking about football and Greyman and stuff. And you, man, he's probably like, he doesn't know nothing about college football. I'm not talking to him anymore. Football is the king, like that. When my kids were playing, I was super into high school football. And then when my kids got done, that was it. Lost all desire to have anything to do with high school athletics. I got back into it a little bit for a couple of years, couple of seasons, because my grandson was playing, but then he decided all he was going to do is show up to practices and do all the work, but just sit on B team and never get any game time. That he would dedicate more of his energies to something else, something that he could participate in. So he switched over to one act and band, and that's taken him to further than football ever would have. He got to go to Europe. So, and I thought they were going to Italy. They went all over Europe. So, there's that, Chipper. So you were Greyman in the chat so good that your number even fell off of the doohickey up there. The only thing I don't like about running shoes is trying to catch them. And I mean, if you can get them wrangled into a corner and get them put on, you're okay. But it's trying to get them right there first thing in the morning. It's just not something I want to have to do. I just stick with walking shoes. They're easier to get down. And you can kind of step up on them quick and catch up to them. A lot faster than you can running shoes. In my personal history, that's the way I found it. Oh. Looking into those, what do they call them? Spreader shoes. They're like walking shoes and stuff, but the toes are square. It's supposed to be better for your feet, cut down on foot distress or whatever. Yeah, jogging shoes, you can sprint up on them and kind of catch them, but the running shoes, man, they can just go forever. Especially if they're not Velcro shoes or whatever, because the laces, they'll trip over their own laces if they're regular lace-up shoes. A lot of people have trouble putting them on, though, because they leave them laced up and tied, and they just use them for slip-ons. They can get away from them pretty fast, pretty easy. Now we had a little trade days thing at the local get together building, and you could tell which one of the people in there flying their goods was from rural Texas, and you could tell which people in there plying their goods were not from rural Texas. And it wasn't the haircuts, it wasn't the clothes. It was the way they carried themselves and the way they talked. There wasn't anybody in there that I didn't like or whatever. I didn't run into anybody that rubbed me the wrong way. It's just you could tell they were leaving a large metropolitan area and coming into rural Texas to try to, what's it called, ply their wares. Oh, everything's okay. I haven't killed any snakes in the last few days. Told my neighbor her house was in the way of my sunset, so she burned it to the ground for me. That was really nice of her. She burned her carport, both barns, everything. Storage building. Burned everything to the ground. Worked for me. What else cool happened? Nothing. It was like really well. Little Elijah had surgery. They put they put tubes in his ears. He's been having a real. I mean, he was constantly pulling on them and rubbing them, and constantly discomfort, and the doctor finally sent him to a specialist, and the specialist said, "Well, we'll just put tubes in there, And his ears have been draining since they did it, and he seems to be better. But now, like I say, he's trying to do so many things. He's trying to it's like he's trying to catch up because I think it was throwing his balance off because your ears is where you get your balance. It was a control burn. They just had the sheriff over there to keep people from driving by to see what was going on. They just had him over there blocking the road. They actually dug 2 pits and they did push the buildings over. They didn't push them down. They kind of compressed them a little bit and then let them. I don't know what flared on that one end of the building. But there's no telling. I mean, these old timers, there's no telling what was stored under the house, what was stored in the attic, I mean, you never know. I've done how well the last house I worked on. I mean, literally, there were tons of stuff. There were tires. At least I can think of at least 3 sets of tires stacked in the stored in the attic. The guy had about 400 pounds of oak lumber in the attic. You you could barely crawl through that. He had, I don't know, a couple thousand pounds of steel in the attic. I found 12 steel gas cans up there, and I don't know if they had gas in them when he put them up there or not. There's no. You want me to embellish it a little bit? You see, what it was that happened was, I said, "Hey, lady, your house is in the way," and she said, "That's too bad. Look, someone watch your sunrise. You don't need to be watching the sunset." I said, "Well, that's rude." And then it was like the 4th of July was coming up again in a few months, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't try to fire off the same fireworks that I did last July. And January, I can get some more in January. So I was just like popping my old fireworks, and bad things happen. And now it's not in the way anymore. Is that better? This made me sick when they actually burned that. She didn't think the house needed to be on the roll, the tax roll for what it was on. And that house was worth twice what they had it on the roll for. If you'd have gone in there with a mop bucket and a broom and spent 6 hours, you would have had to replace the back door. Somebody had kicked the back door in. But there was no water damage where they'd kicked in the back door because there was actually a porch, an awning over it, so there was no blow in or anything. It's nothing wrong with our house. I walked through the whole thing. The floors weren't rotten. There was no settling. There was no sign of termites. I don't know. It had beautiful floors in it. I swear. At the old school hardwood oak planks. And to them, they were probably like, "Oh, the floors are horrible," because you walk across them and they'd creak a little bit. That's because the house had been left open for so long. Um, mop the floors a few times and put some wax down, put some life back into that oak. Problem solved. All right, Tryon, thanks for stopping by. Oh, hey, Liberty, I didn't see you sneak in. Now, she just didn't want to pay the property taxes in anymore. And it's, tear the house down. Kind of. And she said, okay. And then she did. I thought I had a little time to get my. I was going to try to bid on taking it now, but somebody gave her a number and she said okay, and they showed up with uh, an excavator, Komatsu or something weird. No, Daihatsu. Never heard of it. And a John Deere bulldozer. They handled it. So they took down the old house, the new house, the both pole barns, the silo, and the well house is the only thing left on the property. Everything else is gone, gone, gone. So I mean, literally, there was junk laying around, like uh, just junk, old tractor tires, pieces of plows, busted, rusted old barrels. They just pushed everything. I mean, they cleaned it up really nice. They pushed everything in those pits, closed, covered. Uh, they didn't cover the pits until uh, yesterday afternoon, I guess. I think they actually finished covering them this morning because it was still smoking yesterday afternoon, and but the dirt looked awfully fresh this morning. So, anyways, yeah, nobody's talking. What about you, Liberty Gardens? What do you think about Greyman and bugging out or bugging in? I think if bugging out's your number one plan. If you're living, let me rephrase that. If you're living in a place where your first action has to be bugging out of your primary residence, you're either doing something wrong or you don't really think it's going to get that bad. It's that simple. Um, yeah. Then I'm old and crippled. I still got a bug out bag. I've got a bug out plan. Um, it's not great, and it's not one I can practice because uh, my bug out plan is not anybody's business. But it's a one time. It's a one and done. There's no after you go. There's no changing your mind. Uh, and you have to have a plan A, B, C, D. You have to. Um, Me and my wife came to the decision that we needed to bug out a long time ago. So we bugged out. We uh, we bought our moved into our first country home that would allow us to be self-sustaining in let's see, it's been a long time ago. It's been right at 20 years. And then came back from that one and then bought the house in Texas or just outside of town and at Snyder and then upgraded to this one. We're close enough in that if the world keeps going like it's supposed to go, like it probably will, we can drive to town. I mean, um, I could walk to town and back in a day. Well, if my knees would allow me, I could walk to town and back in a day. I could have walked to town and back in a day. I was 30. Super easy. Hey, 3J's camera. And see, I honestly think that the best possible scenario is being able to bug in. And if you can't, if it's, I mean, I just can't imagine being in like New York City or Memphis or Dallas, um, even Fort Worth. Lubbock, you can walk out of Lubbock in about 3 hours, 3, 4 hours. Um, well, Lubbock's gotten a lot bigger, depending on which way you're going. Um, the downside to it is if you're going to try to go north and east, you've got to go through a lot of really small towns that like having Lubbock close, but they don't want Lubbock to surround. They do not want to be consumed by Lubbock. Um, and there's a lot to be said for intentional communities as far as bugging out goes, or relocating to a place where you want to try to make a go of it. Um, and I'm not a big I'm when no, I'm not going to say that everybody pull all your resources, buy a piece of property, and then all just do your own thing on the piece of property. That's never going to work. Um, but there are places out there that will sell you 2.5, 5, 10 acres as long as you agree to live your life within a certain set of rules and realize that they mean that you, if it's in the I'm buying this dirt because they're not going to let you go in and pay cash. That way, if you decide to go against the rules, I hasta la vista, baby. And I can fully understand that because, well, let's see. If you look in the news right now, you can tell that two different religious groups trying to live on the same small piece of dirt just doesn't work. So, just saying. Um, so you gotta be careful about stuff like that. Here comes Wesley. Make sure. You're good. I had you all fixed up so they wouldn't be able to spot your beautiful self.
Mm-hmm.
She's shy. Nick?
Sean said I need to watch Crude.
Crude.
Crudes. The cartoon Crudes thing.
Crudes. You haven't seen Crudes?
The second one, I think, is
Oh.
what he was talking about.
Oh, with the hippie people?
Oh, no, I haven't seen it.
Okay, I won't ruin it for you. I'll watch it with you. I like it. It's fun. Oh, and that's the places I'm talking about aren't like that either. It's just there's some in Oklahoma, there's some in Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee. Believe it or not, Montana and Wyoming, where anybody want to do it up there. I don't know. It's beautiful up there in the summer, but where you have to be Christian to buy the land. That's it. They don't sell to atheists, agnostics, whatever. It's your land, and you're not signing any whatever mutual assistance contracts or anything like that. But that way you don't have to worry about a Hindu or a pagan or something like that moving in next door and secretly hating you because your great grandparent was forced to become a Christian and they really wanted to stay a pagan. So I've got problems with organized religion, but what's up? It's really hard to separate a faith from religion. And it's almost impossible to be politically correct when talking about it. If there's no religious aspect to your faith, or to your spirituality, however you want to call it, then there's probably not a lot of faith there. So I don't bust people's chops for being Methodist, though I should. I don't bust people's chops for being Lutheran, though I should. I don't bust people's chops for being Baptist. Yes, I do. Church of Christ. Yes, I do. Disciples of Christ. Oh, yeah. The better I know the way you run your business, the more fun I'm going to make of you. It's just what it is. Just that way. I was actually baptized into Disciples of Christ. So, then I did the Methodist thing for a while. But that was for my grandmother-in-law. She didn't want to have to go to church by herself. And seemed like the least I could do. I just never was comfortable in the Methodist church because to do that one thing about the Holy Roman Catholic Church. So, hey, Steve. Well, the downside to that, Tipper, is you literally you don't have anybody to tell you "good job" whenever you rip a really big fart or anything. It's like you don't have anybody going, "Hey, is he shooting over there?" I mean, why in the world would you want to live somewhere where your business wasn't anybody's business? And you don't want to have to drive 2 hours to get groceries. I don't think. Maybe you do. You're that guy that literally wants to grow all of his groceries, though. It is not because you hate society. It's just that you don't want to have to be around any more people than you have to, because it's not society that you have a problem with. It's the people that make up society. I think that bother you so much. I think.
Sean just wants to live somewhere. If he goes outside to pee, he doesn't have to worry about the neighbors standing. That's what he told me a while ago. It's like, okay, goals.
Hey, he's going to have to get up on his roof. They're going to have to climb their antenna. And I don't know what the guys over the hill have to do. I guess they get a balloon or something. And then they're still going to have to get binoculars. You guys shut up. Because it's so far away, it's not nothing else about the binoculars. So, is it cold out there?
It's getting chilly.
Getting chilly.
Well, if you're in the wind or by the wind, where the wind's whipping around the front door.
Oh, so the wind's coming out of that way? So if I try to go out on that back porch, I'm going to freeze there? Probably.
Possibly. I mean, it shows it's not too cold out there. It's only like 58, but then the wind's blowing.
I wonder how bad it is at the end of the house.
Right here?
Yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm going to go check something. I'm going to leave the mic going so y'all can talk to Mrs.
Mrs. is not talking.
Well, anyway, apparently she says she's not going to talk to you, Steve. She doesn't even like people from California.
I just don't like people in general.
There's that. Oh, now I can't. I left my cigarettes out in the stinking barn.
Yep, you did.
Oh. Guess I got to go at least that far to. That'll tell me. Yeah, you have to be right outside that building, dude, and get. We may just have to. Tough it out. See how long I can go without smoke. Because it is cold out there in the breeze, and yeah, I don't want to smoke that bad. I mean, I can still go to the shed and stuff. Work from out there, but I actually moved the deal, and the signal is almost strong enough for me to try it.
Connected out there finally.
Really? Well, my phone stayed connected out there, but
yeah, but I was in the middle of a call when you turned it on. So once I got the phone, it connected.
I actually much rather hunting for my food at the grocery store. I just can't afford to kill anything in there.
It's getting to where you can't afford to just shop in there.
They're talking about putting in bouncers at the front door just to charge you a door fee. I mean, $10 just to go inside and start shopping. That's sarcasm for now. We're talking about bugging out or not bugging out or whatever, or relocating to, but same thing. Me and the missus was talking about the fact that we bugged out already. It's not that hard to do. You don't have to go out in the middle of nowhere like y'all's favorite people to hate and not do anything but YouTube and raise livestock. I mean, we moved. You move out of town. How long does it take you to get to work in the morning? 18 minutes.
Yeah,
15 minutes.
Less time than it would if I worked in or lived in a city and had to drive in Dallas.
Like literally, I mean, we're not anywhere close to town or a major highway, and it's inside of 18 minutes.
Yeah.
You could shave a lot off of that if you drove the way everybody else did. I can be downtown in 11 if I really want to. I haven't never tried that. I'm just saying that I did the math on it and I could. And that's going the back way. But it's actually faster for me to go downtown than it is for you to go to your office. Going the back way.
Yeah.
Because it's like a straight shot. We didn't even go to town in the same direction. She takes one road, I take another road. And that's just the way it is. So Uh, yeah, gardening. Oh, yeah, that's my second crop of potatoes actually did something.
Even though you forgot to cover them.
Even yeah, the cold weather killed them, and if I'd have covered them, yes, they would still be making potatoes. I've already told everybody that. But there's and this isn't all of them. These are just grabbed a handful. Got a bunch of. I got a no.
Roast sized potatoes.
Yeah, perfect size for roasting. But I collected, I don't know, 5 or 6 pounds of them. Like this, that's about the size of eggs. And there were, oh man, I don't have any. I didn't even try to count all the little bitty marble sized ones that were just would have been potatoes if don't start. If I'd have covered the potatoes up, we'd have had more potatoes. Yes, ma'am, I'm aware of it. Because it's been warm enough for the potatoes to have kept growing, and we would have a really good crop of potato. So annoying. And yes, she only said it once, and I'm still beating myself up about it because that was the perfect time to get the stomach flu. This is all there is to it. And I've been doing a lot of. I've actually found out some stuff about the old uh, Apaco barn. If y'all remind me here in a little bit, I'll catch y'all up to speed on it. I know what it was now. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of checking into the way things used to work back in the day. And you can make a lot of even in this part of the world if you're on the right property. Okay, we're not on the right property, but the right property is right down, just literally right down the hill. And in the event of a major collapse, the right property is right down the hill. The old 50s and 60s westerns and stuff, they'd show them out there working in the little bitty garden. The garden was maybe 20 foot by 15 foot or some of this little bitty, you know, and they went to the grocery store and they stuck vegetables in there and put dirt around them and stuff. And as you'll go back and watch those shows, I'm sorry, there's a squirrel. And you're looking at, they wouldn't have grown that then. You're like screaming into the TV. I mean, they ain't grow no carrots in Arizona. Shut up. But anyway, their garden was going to be half an acre minimum for 2 people. And they were going to be growing root vegetables. What's a bean? Legumes.
As long as it wasn't garbanzo beans.
Yeah, and
chickpeas, whatever you want to call them.
Stuff like that. And yeah, they were going to take the turnips, and they didn't have canning back then. But you know what? You could take the greens and you could hang them up, and they would dry out, and you could put those dried out greens somewhere and keep them cool and dry. And then when it was time to make stews, you could take the greens and you could put them back in the stew, and you could have greens all winter long. Just saying, there was a lot of work. There was no need. Your kid was not worried about having an iPad. The little farmers' kids weren't getting bored and running off to become what do you call it? Outlaws and gunslingers and stuff because they were bored. Is because they were tired. They didn't want to have to work that hard anymore. That's one of the things on Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven, when the little boy and the little girl are out there sorting pigs right in the middle of it with dad. Yeah, a little was that little girl maybe 4 or 5, and a little 8, 9-year-old boy out there. Yeah, that was, and those kids knew what they were doing, which means they'd been doing it a while already. So I'm just saying. What no. And that's the difference. I mean, out here I can go. We finally allocated. If we do our whole garden, that'll be what, maybe 1/5 of an acre. I did the math on it. I think it's 1/5 of an acre. Now, if we go behind the barn, it'll be a little more. We can make a lot of groceries right there. We actually made a lot of spaghetti squash, butternut squash,
Long beans.
We ate most of those. We ate them as they come off the plant.
Because you could get half a dozen and be enough for a meal.
Yeah, you pick 6 beans and chop them up, cook them, eat them. Awesome. And they made until they froze. They were still. Oh, when you go out there and get the seeds. Oh, I forgot about that. We didn't make very much squash. We made a little squash, yellow squash, but
squash didn't do great.
we messed up. We should have just put it in the ground instead of trying to do the raised bed thing. Because it actually kicked off and started, but if we'd just started it in the garden, I think it'd have been better. Yeah. Potatoes. I'm sorry, I'm impressed with this first year. I've been happy with what the potatoes gave me back for the work.
And the first batch were regular sized potatoes.
Regular sized potatoes, yeah. And sweet peppers and bell peppers. Ooh, and onions. We actually got onions. We grew onions. That's been a goal of ours. I still haven't got an ear of corn out of a garden yet. I suck at growing corn. Definitely not from Tennessee. They can grow corn in anything over there, the way I understand it. Iowa. It was Iowa or Kansas. Where is it that's all they can grow is corn? Miles and miles and miles of corn. But they cut down all the corn they were growing over here. All those bushels of corn out there just ready to be picked, and they just ran through with a tractor and chopped it all up into mulch. It's called silage, but whatever. I was like, that's corn. I thought we could have got away with it, going out there and snagging some. We would have done it. Wait a minute. What am I? Oh, citrus likes a sandy soil.
You can tell we're in a sandy location. The last two earthquakes we ain't felt.
Yeah, we hadn't felt none of the earthquake.
Everybody else, oh, it was shaking the house, and then I'm like,
Well, that's the only thing I didn't like over there. Were built right on the hard pan. We felt every damn dang one of them. Windows rattling, stuff falling down.
There's too much sand. We don't feel it.
I hope we don't start feeling them over here because this land, this soil over here would be prone to liquidation. We don't want that either. That's when the ground vibrates just right and it just kind of your house just goes into it like mud. I don't want that either. But it can't go far. There's that, well, what is it, 7 or 8 feet down to the limestone, I think. Depending on where you're at, although out there, that hole is 6 foot deep and they ain't hit it yet. So, don't know. It all depends on where you're sitting at, Wes. Oh, okay. So. No, we just started. It's the windmills. A lot of people try to blame it on the fracking, but they're putting these really big concrete slabs in the ground and putting these really heavy towers on them, and then they put this really heavy electric generator on top of that, and then they put these really heavy windmill blades on there, and the wind blows them, and they sit there and they sway back and forth, and it hurts the earth, and it causes the earth to shake every once in a while. The windmills, it's the wind energy that's doing it, for sure. Can have anything to do with the high pressure and the acid and stuff.
I mean, the windmills may not be helping. Who knows? I mean,
I just thought of that. You know, is kind of.
They're digging down 30 foot.
They're digging through the hard pan,
and then filling it with cement,
putting the densest stuff they can, and they're cutting a hole in the hard pan from one to the other to put in the lines. And if you put your hand on the base or whatever, you can feel the vibration in it, but that's not having anything to do with anything. That growling noise you hear coming from them, that's nothing to pay any attention to either.
Oh no, but it's irritating.
That's most. I mean, I would rather listen to a squeaking ass pump jack than the sound of them damn windmills. It just grinds on your soul. Yeah, they are pretty ugly. Y'all need to make your own daggum wind energy, California. Tired of y'all's wind energy breaking my skyline. No, they've been putting windmills up in Texas ever since y'all passed the new laws and said no more new windmills in California. Because y'all were everything that failed there, they're starting here now. Wind energy is designed for individuals. Wind energy works for the individual. If I had 2 wind turbines, I could supply all my electrical needs. And if something happened to one of my wind turbines, I could lower the wind turbine to the ground and work on it myself, because the wind turbine only weighs like 20 pounds or some crap like that. They're expensive because you have to have the batteries and this, that, and everything else, just like solar. If you're going to have a real solar deal, you're like, hey, I got me a solar system. I got me this here 12-volt battery and 210-volt or whatever, 100-watt solar panels. No. You need like 24 batteries. NiCad would be okay. You don't really want the lithium. Lead acid are okay, but you got to be aware that they're only going to cycle through for about 4 years maximum. And then you're going to need new lead acids. The actual batteries you would want to use are actually less expensive than the ones they put in your car, so there's that. But solar on an individual basis, but you're not going to run a big old, 2 5-ton ACs and your electric water heater. And, if you want to run your gas stove and your gas water heater and gas furnace, and then oh wait, you're putting CO2 or carbon monoxide in there because you're blah 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 blah. Who got me started on clean energy? Oh, it was these people. On a small scale, exactly, man. Oh no, they're building battery stations all over the place. They even when the moon wheels shut off, they're still kicking power down line. They basically run until the battery packs are charged, and then they shut off. You don't want to be anywhere close to them batteries. But yeah, I've had a friend of ours has solar and wind. He hardly ever has any usage on his meter. During the summer months when it's real hot, his electric bill goes up a little bit. But solar and his wind cover everything, all of his lights and his refrigerator and everything like that. The only thing really is his AC. He's got 2 AC units, and the solar and the wind energy can't keep up with it. But he owns both. He didn't get the power company to put them in. He owns the solar and he owns the wind that go into his house. It makes sense. Could he live the way he's living now in a grid down? No, because he doesn't have enough or whatever. So, yeah. The fantasy that you're going to be able to store and generate enough power with solar to keep your refrigerator. Yeah, I'm always going to have me a cold beer. Not if everything quits working. It's my Uzi cat. She's shooting y'all right now. She's suppressed. She's got a suppressor. Why are you on my table? Tell them hello. Tell them hello. My name is TK. Ow! You guys so quiet. I am. Oh, did you need to go outside? I gotta let the cat out. Come on, let's go this way. You move out the back door. Come on. Come on. Been walking around on the floor and over going back and forth to the door. I'm surprised she just didn't go crap on my pillow. She's been known to do that. If I ignore her too long, she leaves me a present. Oh yeah, because they. I mean, well, we could have got you a battery, but it's more. And that battery pack's only good for a couple of hours. Yeah, exactly. My son and them aren't dissatisfied with the one that they got, but it's not what they were told it was. That's them having dealt with that as mom. Just like, I mean, yeah, do not let the power company put solar on your house. If you want a solar system, get your own.
Well, when you do it the other way, you just traded an electric bill for a lease.
A lease, yeah, you're paying. You're not
own.
saving any money.
Which I'm guessing after 10 years you own it, but by then they're wore out and you've got to replace them anyway. So who cares?
And the insurance company will be, if you get a major storm here in Texas that destroys the solar panels on your house, the insurance companies, you've got to have insurance on the solar panels because those are expensive. So yeah, that's just no. It's just bad. You want good, clean, renewable energy? Good, clean. I'm talking about the least carbon footprint out there. The safest energy out there. The most renewable energy out there. Nuclear. Boom. The plants are cheap to build, cheap to run. The fuel cells or whatever to run that plant for a year, all the fuel cells for a year will fit in a welding rod can or something like that. Over an entire lifetime, a nuclear power plant, an entire lifetime, it will, I think, what is it? Like 6 or 8 shipping containers of spent fuel rods. That's it. And they only stay hot for so long. They only got to stay in those cooling deals for so long. And actually, they're coming up with ways to rework them so that they can use them again. CalFarts is good too. I mean, hey, they were trying to put in, they did something wrong. We're trying to put in methane taps at the dump ground. They did something wrong. They actually harvest the methane off of landfills in India. Methane, natural gas, fish water. Whenever they're talking about cow farts, it's always, it's methane gas. But they're like, Natural gas, it's so clean. Wait a minute. Natural gas is methane. Wait a minute. Um, nuclear, I mean, it's nuclear energy is like the best thing going. Um, 20 years of nuclear waste out of a power plant, which could do a whole city like Los Angeles or something. Does the whole year will not come anywhere close to the amount of space that one windmill blade takes up. But hey, let's do and oh yeah, that's right. The nuclear power plant makes its own power, so it doesn't have to have fossil fuels after you get it going. But you have to have fossil fuels to keep the wind energy and the solar going. I'm just saying. No, they have no intention of marketing as nuclear good because nuclear power was going to put all of the big energy people out of business. They were like, "What? Wait, nuclear is making sense? It's actually for the really reals." We're the only. I mean, they're still building things in Europe. We're the only ones that are not building them. I don't. Does China's putting them in? Yeah, China's putting them in. Why aren't we? Because we're defacing the entire North American continent, putting in these giant piles of trash. They leak petroleum distillate. Every other one is slinging 80, 90 weight grease all over the countryside. They're smacking birds left and right all the time. You've actually got to get lucky to see it, but I've seen it. Every 10 years, you've got 100, and if it's a small one, 150-foot long. I don't know what one of those blades weigh a few tons of fiberglass that they have to find something to do with. So they cut it into 3 pieces and stack it on an empty lot somewhere until somebody takes notice of it. And then the company that was storing them just disappears. They've done it in Texas. Was it Ohio? Minnesota? That's just, yeah. If the left thinks it's a good idea, run away. But it's weird that it was both the left and the right that come out against. What do you call it? Nuclear. Because what do you mean it's actually cost effective and clean? Well, there's very little trash. What do you mean there's almost no trash? What about all that radioactive water? Oh, the water's not radioactive? Just the stuff in the water? Oh, you have to be present. It has to be, the fission has to be taking place. Well, I'm just very confused now. See, if the water runs out, then everything around the rods are going to be radioactive because they catch on fire. But they're not on fire, so they're not making anything radioactive. you don't want to be in the water with them because there's no radiation in that water to mess with you. But once the water is removed from the radiation, it goes back to being water. Really quickly. Imagine, well, shortly after the water cools down. I mean, I wouldn't want to drink it. There's a lot of BS going on out there around nuclear energy, and it's not true. You're probably right, Steve. That buzzard was, I mean, I don't, if I was the CIA, that's what I'd do is make all the drones look like buzzards. It's tough. C-103, you might want to keep that down. Oh, wait, and that's the same place where they shut down all the coal power plants and started cutting down trees. Cutting down perfectly good trees, running them through a wood chipper, a diesel-powered wood chipper to make wood chips to put into what was a coal-burning power plant to burn at, make less efficient energy, take more wood chips to make the same amount of electricity that they was getting from the coal. I'm asking for a friend. Just put the diesel in the generator. Cut to the chase. Problem solved. And quit chopping up the trees that are supposed to be lumber at the lumber yard, which brings the cost of lumber down. Puts people back to work because you can afford to build your house now. Sure. I think they actually look for ways to do stuff that make the most or the least amount of sense. They're like, what's the stupidest thing we can do? Or not, you know. Let's see. I could lock the M80 and I could throw it at the neighbor, or I could shut off my butt, light it, and run at the neighbor. Okay, we'll do that one. Mud on. Then they're doing that here. A lot of people are building the mud on. See, I guess y'all are right. See, they've thought it all the way through, and I haven't. And just make it to where it's cheaper to live on the street in a tent without electricity or running water. And then again, you save even more. You save more on electricity. You don't have to make as much electricity because the people, hell, they're not using, you're conserving water because they're not bathing anymore. The fossil fuel people are okay with it because the syringes they're using, those are still made out of plastic, which is pure petroleum. man, I guess they're smarter than we give them credit for. If he did, I'm would explain why I don't have an Apple computer. Yeah, more windmills than empty space in the mud. That's okay. Um, I actually would love to build an earth. What is it? Earth bag, whatever. I want to build a dirt house. I don't want to build one of them round ones. Those are stupid.
So just don't clean house and you'll get dirt.
No, not that kind of dirt house. Not a dirty house. A dirt house.
Well, if you waited long enough.
It's called, well, I guess we could just let it fill up with blow dirt and tunnel through what we wanted. Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll open all the windows tomorrow and get started.
Okay.
Okay. Or we could build it out of just the walls out of dirt so we could still walk around in it and have windows and stuff.
Oh.
And doors.
They don't want windows. People know where I live, so see light.
Not if we don't have any electricity.
Okay.
Because we're not allowed to have electricity in the mud huts.
Okay.
We'll just have to, the faint blue glow of your smartphone going through the window. And if we've got curtains on, they'll never notice. We'll just do little cutouts of the shape of lightning bugs. So if anybody sees any light, they'll just think it's lightning bugs.
That could work.
See.
Okay.
I'm thinking way outside of the box now.
I'd hate for people to be able to find us.
I actually want to go to that place where they built all the Earth ships. It's right across the border from us. But I don't like driving that much. I hate New Mexico. Let me rephrase that. I love the countryside of New Mexico. But every time I go to New Mexico, all I do is get into it with First Nations people. The First Nations people in Oklahoma are all pretty cool. Okay? Is that even what they call themselves anymore still? I don't even know what the right word for it is. But the ones in New Mexico are assholes. So far. The ones that I've had interactions with. I'm not the luckiest person when it comes to New Mexico. But, strike 3, I'm not going back. Yeah, whatever. That's probably why my computer's always messing up. Because I thought Gates said it was people's causing. I don't know. I thought trees were the answer to global warming. And yeah, and they're saying agriculture is bad here, right? They're saying, we've got to stop the agriculture. They're doing agriculture in places in China and Africa next to the desert, where the desert was pushing further and further and further out. They started using the sciences we've developed in first world countries and blending it with stuff that they knew already from back in the day, where these people can use it over there. And they are actually reversing the desertification of China and Africa. And, oh, wait a minute. What's that other country? Australia. So, and they're doing it with what? Agriculture. And the people are what? They're becoming financially independent because of agriculture that's actually reversing climate change. They must be Republicans. Dude, I'm serious. New Mexico sucks. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I love driving through New Mexico, but yeah, just no. Always run into super unfriendly people. And yeah, mechanical problems. And just, yeah, I don't like New Mexico. I mean, stuff. Colorado's okay. I guess. As long as you stay out of Denver. I never really. I like to look at the Rocky Mountains, but I don't like to be in the Rocky Mountains. They're too high up. I like Yellowstone, but I like the lower part. I ain't lost nothing up above that tree line. Nothing. So, I like the Cascades. Cascades are pretty, but it rains too much there. Oops. I admit I do like Tennessee, Arkansas, and Tennessee, and Georgia, Alabama. Um, where my family is originally from, over there on Sand Mountain, which actually isn't a mountain. Um, it's beautiful. But my families are from both sides. I know I've said that this 100 times, but I actually visited the grave of the man I'm named after. It was just unreal because I've grown up listening to stories about this guy. He was like, but I've never seen him. I thought cousins and uncles and stuff like that were all mythical beasties, like unicorns or whatever. And boom. And then the next thing you know, we actually run into my mom's cousin. And it's just, it was weird. There you go, Chip. I hate New Mexico. Yeah, trees being good for the environment. Yeah. I confess that I actually wrote a paper in college about deforestation and climate change and all that stuff. Yet you read the room. The lady that was doing my literature class wanted something like that. So there was only so much to choose. She gave you the topics to choose from. And I pushed a hard sell on the fact that by 2040, we were going to be out of oxygen. I scared the crap out of myself. And it really wasn't hard to find um, literature and what do you know, statistics and stuff like that, conjecture supporting my claim. I was in '96 or '97. I wrote that. Really? What was her maiden name? We might be related through fornication. You'll never tell. All day, give it. Well, Cole, Freeman, uh, trying to get just my mama's side. And Hallman. Cole, Freeman, and Hallman. That was my mama's line. So, you never can tell. Hey, Corey, what goes on? Man, you got here just in time for me to sign off. Awesome. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I will weather the cold for 16 minutes while Corey gets to catch up with things going on. I mean, that gummit, I did it like how many times is that now? Oh, sorry, man. I'm gonna sneak out here and do. Hey, hide. Come on. Out. You want to stay out of the mud. I'm gonna borrow your other chair here. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, quit it. I don't even like you. Oh, hey. Okay. What are we talking about? Always lead to. Oh, Sasquatch says. Oh, your eyes about healed up? Quit, buddy. Come on. My lap dog's trying to get my lap, but I don't want him on the lap. I'm gonna turn this camera back on, see how bad the angle is here. That's not too. Y'all can't really see me, but now you. It's not just some ethereal voice speaking to you out of the nethers. Hazel, she doesn't want you to love on her.
The clouds are low over there. Look how bad the lights reflect.
Yeah, and they were flying by earlier too. They were like, I hadn't checked the weather. Do we have something coming in? I hope there's a cold front coming in because we're going to go deer hunting. Need a cold front to come in. Buddy, come on, dude. Ooh, man, I hate it when they put the grinder in your eye. Or the file or whatever. We're not on bug outs anymore. We're talking about the super honest clean energy industry, or we were. I don't know what we're talking about now. We're talking about dogs being for sale and how they make really good tamales. There is a cold front incoming. Awesome. I'm gonna go kill Bambi's daddy.
Okay.
And his little friend, Miss Piggy. Oh. I feel bad for the guy that paid that chopper, but I'm so stoked that they didn't get him all. Stop, man. Why are you? That's healing up just fine without you licking it. You're so nasty. Oh, that's lovely. We're not talking to Carol anymore.
Okay.
She said first a cold front comes in, and then an Arctic blast comes in the week after that.
Oh, fine.
So we're mad at Carol because she built a wall, Carol.
It's gonna be colder where she is.
That's what I'm saying.
It's here.
When the weather starts there, when it starts snowing, just keep stacking. Just make big balls of snow and make a big snow wall. I know you've seen Game of Thrones. Make the wall. Stop winter. You can do it.
Tomorrow's supposed to be 15 degrees warmer than today was. So it ain't hitting here yet.
It ain't hitting yet. I don't see which way the clouds are rolling. Well, the clouds. Stop, Hazel. Quit. You just quit it. I'm talking with my hands. I'm not playing with you. Get in. No, get in. Me and you aren't friends anymore. We are not friends right now. Get off of me. Go lay down. See that dog? How she's just laying there and leaving me alone? Good boy. You know Dex Corsair's seen it. That's a good line right there, actually. I can barely see that. There it is. Now I can read the chat. I need new glasses. If anybody wants to go to my channel and go up there and click the help out button and send me some cash for some glasses, I'll let you do that.
Definitely need to go get glasses.
Definitely need to go get glasses. I just can't. It just drives me nuts to think spending $500.
Last time it was over 600.
Yeah, I know. I'm in cheap glasses this time. And I got to spend 1, 2, 3, 4 minimum, probably closer to 6 right there. I think I'm going to do 2 at a time.
We just sell your truck.
We could do that. I need to get some pictures of that other one and put it up there. I want to try to sell it or trade it. I don't want to fix it. I don't want to mess with it. Not after finding out it's going to be minimum $2,000 get it going. Best case scenario right now is $2,000. Probably you got your parkas and stuff, Steve. We should do it. There's somebody should have made a redneck parody of Game of Thrones somewhere. That should be a thing.
I don't even know what Game of Thrones is, so okay. Well, I don't.
Honey, you don't need a mud house. You live in a cave. I watched every season of Game of Thrones with you in the room with me.
But I didn't watch it.
Okay.
What is it about?
A throne and a bunch of kingdoms always fighting and killing each other. And they had zombies, really cool zombies, ice zombies.
Oh,
For the love of God, they had ice zombies
okay.
and giants.
Okay.
And dire wolves and stuff. And dragons.
They have elves?
No,
I don't want to watch it.
didn't want to watch it. Yeah. I think that dragon people were elves, but they didn't have pointy ears. They were just all white headed. It was annoying, actually.
I don't watch Croods too, though.
Croods 2 is, we'll watch that. That's a good movie.
I
See-
don't want to watch Ice Age 2 because the squirrel's not in it.
Yeah, yes.
Not much, apparently.
Well, he's got the opening thing. He was all over the third one.
The first one, he was in it quite a bit.
He had his own. They gave him his own little movie,
Yeah,
little
but
short movie.
He made the movie Ice Age. And why would you not put him in there as the star?
Grat or whatever.
That's
He's
the
like my
star.
spirit animal, man. He's like chasing that walnut all over, or acorn all over the place, and he doesn't even want to eat it. He just wants to have. He just wants the nut. He just wants to hold on to the nut. He just wants it to be his own little nut. It's just, he's my spirit animal. Yeah, they did have giants, though. That was like, that's close to elves.
Okay.
Not really, but they didn't have trolls, though. Oh, yes, they did so have elves for like 3 episodes, but then they killed them all.
So it's an ongoing series, not a movie?
Well, it was an ongoing series. They killed the heroine. The hero killed the heroine, and her dragon didn't eat his face because apparently they were like cousins, like first cousins or something. And
Sounds like I'm glad I missed it.
you have no culture, honey, none at all. Yeah, and the oil in the olive tree will burn hotter. What Uman said. The hell am I hearing? Y'all heard it too, didn't y'all? The dogs handle it. They all left. So Carol, you're going to build a wall, though, right? That's what you said. That guy is getting on that, whatever it is. We'll blow that thing up. Think it's a oil hauler or somebody that's their exhaust is not hooked up. No, to be black watch, you gotta sign on. You gotta be like, you can't have no family and stuff. I already got a family. We'll have to send other people to do black watch. What do you want? Did you go kill it? Huh? Did you go kill it? You didn't kill it, did you? I didn't think so. What are you doing, Hazel? That cold killed my garden, but it did knock the leaves off the trees. I guess I will have to check the weather now when I get off here and see when the next freeze is coming. You are smacking Sadie in the face with your tail. I am not petting him. I'm petting you. Don't bite him because he's really close to stop, Hazel. Oh, I already petted you, and now it's her turn. You are such a bad dog. Oh, you're actually not very small anymore. In my defense, I thought he was going to be a lot smaller than he is. I never would have let him in my lap. Sadie hasn't been in my lap not one time in her entire life. She slept on my feet a lot. She's actually slept in the same bed with me. She's never been in my lap. Oh, sorry. Well, okay, it was a cot, but whatever, same thing. And when I wasn't sleeping on the cot, she was on the cot. She thought it was her bed. Actually, you were letting me sleep in your bed. Is that what it was? And I fed y'all already. So y'all need to try that crap. 9:05. There's 2 hours and 4 seconds. Anybody got anything they want to add to the conversation which didn't stay anywhere close to bugging out or anything? Other short guns or long guns, we never did talk about that. Um, I think one of those little short ARs would be super cool, but um, if I had to bug out, that'd be the first thing I left. I mean, I would just literally take it apart and pitch the pieces in different directions, so I didn't have to worry about somebody shooting me with it. And yeah, I don't know. I think maybe a little room clear or something with like a little 18-inch barrel wouldn't be bad. But I think that's something like a 223 or 5.56. That'd be the shortest I'd want to go with a barrel. I'm just saying. I've been using my 99 for my daily carry. Man, that thing's so light. I don't even know it's there, dude. It's like perfect. It doesn't weigh anything. It's it's point and shoot. It's so easy. I'm just always gonna. I mean, I'm gonna be a wheel gun guy. Just I guess forever. I've tried to learn to shoot semi-automatics and just don't. Um, Up close and personal, point blank. Inside of 10 paces or whatever. Yeah, I guess. But I don't want to get in a gunfight that close. There's that. How random were they? I have come to the belief that random shootings are very well. They're not as rare as unicorns, but they're really close. Um, the two people may have got shot. One of them may have been random. The other one probably wasn't. Um, that happens a lot. But that's just SOP for backtracking, laying down extra trails, running, you know, clouding the water. The owl just flew by. That looks so cool. All right, Jack. Have a good one. It's possible, I guess. If it turns out they looked anything alike, again, I could give it a few days to find out how random it was. That's music. Somebody is playing their music way too loud. Yeah, that would be the way to go. chipper, honestly. I'd a whole lot rather sit down and have a bourbon with you and talk it over than shoot. But some guys, you know, they got this thing. They don't want bourbon. They want tequila. And you just can't reason with those people. When they try to tequila you, then you got to stop them. Yeah, folks, I'm yawning and getting all droopy headed now. But thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us. I hope y'all have an excellent rest of your weekend. I hope the weather doesn't catch anybody out. I hope your hopes and dreams for the future all come true. Unless you're a pessimist, and then, yeah, I hope you're wrong. Want everybody to stay alive out there. Don't die. You can't stay alive if you're dead. Y'all go back and look at that how I sharpen a knife or how to sharpen a knife video and tell me if that. I mean, I thought that was a pretty good video. The first sound like 5 minutes, maybe not. But I thought the rest was pretty good. Thinking about, I've got it saved. I've got the whole thing saved on a hard drive. Thinking about re-editing it because it's like 20 something minutes long. And tell me what y'all think. Comment on the video and tell me if you think it's worth a re-edit and a republish. Anyway, God bless y'all. Y'all stay alive. Do not die. And stuff. I'm gonna go watch The Croods now with my wife. The Croods 2. Croods. Croods. Apostrophe S. Love you people. I'll see y'all next time.